court is now in session. We are here today to determine if market failures have killed efficiency and fairness in the economy. On trial, we have Free Rider Fiona, Asymmetry Ava, Externality Ellen, and Monopoly Mia. The prosecution may now proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today, we bring charges against Free Rider Fiona for refusing to pay for the services that she benefits from.
I don't see the issue. If the service is already there, why do I have to pay for it?
Well, let me provide you with an example. Do you see this picture of the local park? The grass is freshly cut and the lights are bright at night.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, let me show you another picture. Do you see the difference between the two?
The grass is overgrown and the lights are out.
Correct. This second picture demonstrates what happens when everyone thinks like you do. You claim that you do not have to pay because others will, but that is what happens when everyone stops paying because someone else will.
But that's not my fault. If the government wants those things, they should just make them free.
Let's face it, Fiona. Public goods like those streetlights or the national defense are non-excludable and non-rivalrous. If you and others refuse to contribute, these essential services will collapse.
I've heard enough. Public goods must be funded or society crumbles. Fiona, you are found guilty of market failure. Let's move on to our next defendant, Externality Ellen. The prosecution may now begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today, we bring charges against Externality Ellen for causing harm to society through her unchecked pollution. Ellen's local factories profiting while nearby communities are suffering from contaminated air and water. This is affecting health, crops, and local businesses.
All I'm guilty of is running a successful business. I am creating jobs, boosting the economy, and producing affordable products. The pollution is a side effect, and it's not my mess to clean up.
But Ellen, that's where you're wrong. This pollution is a cost that is resulting in sick workers, dying crops, and increasing healthcare costs. When the cost of your actions is not paid by you, but by society, it creates an unfair system.
But the market should correct itself. The government doesn't have to regulate everything.
Ellen, we have taxes, regulations, and policies in place for this exact reason. These solutions force businesses such as your own to internalize these costs and ensure that the market is working for everyone, not just yourself.
The ruling is clear. Ellen's pollution has led to market failure. You are found guilty. We now move on to the case of Asymmetrical Ava. The prosecution may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ava stands accused of misleading her customers of the quality and safety of her used cars. She recently sold a used car with a hidden defect that the buyers could not have known due to her refusal to disclose this information. This is a classic case of information asymmetry, as Ava knew more than the buyers, giving her an unfair advantage.
It's not my fault the buyer didn't do their research. The market's about buyer beware.
But Ava, markets can't function without transparency and trust. When sellers like you take advantage of this trust, efficiency is lost.
That was recklessness on the buyer's part, not mine. I can't control that.
This is why we have consumer protection laws, Ava. Markets work best when buyers and sellers have equal knowledge, and these laws ensure that. Without them, only those with the most information would benefit, and the market would fail.
That is enough. It is clear that information asymmetry is detrimental to an efficiently functioning market. Ava, due to failure of transparency, you are guilty of market failure. We may now move over to our last defendant, Monopoly Mia. The prosecution may now begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today, we bring charges against Mia for eliminating competition and harming consumers.
And how do you suppose I did this?
Well, Mia, let's look at the facts. You own the only electricity company in the city. With your lack of competition, you've been able to drive up the prices while offering subpar services.
But I built this company fair and square. If customers don't like it, they don't have to use it.
That's the issue, Mia. The customers have no other option due to you buying out the competitors. With this absence of competition, you are controlling the supply and prices, leading to consumer harm and market failure. This is why we have antitrust laws in place. Monopolies need regulation to ensure that the market is working for everyone, not just yourself.
It is clear that competition and consumer choice is needed for a healthy economy. Mia, you are guilty of market failure. In my rulings, I have found that market failures do indeed exist, and they pose a huge threat to consumers, businesses, and the economy. But Miss Market has demonstrated that markets don't have to fail, and that we can prevent this with government regulations, consumer protections, and more. This court is adjourned. Thank you.